Thank you, Catherine. So my name is Kim Roy, and I'm pleased to be here representing Ledcor. As one of North America's largest and most diverse construction companies, Ledcor recognizes and celebrates the achievements of its female professionals. We know that a safe, inclusive environment is critical to our success, and supporting women to be champions at Ledcor makes our company even stronger. And that's why I'm really honored today to be introducing Minister Tanya Fir. Minister Fir is the MLA for Calgary-Peigan. She was first elected in April 2019. She was sworn in as the Minister of Arts, Culture, and Status of Women in June last year, and previously served as the Minister of Jobs, Economy and Innovation, the Associate Minister of Red Tape Reduction, and Parliamentary Secretary for Status of Women. Prior to her service as an elected official, Minister Fir was employed with Canadian Natural Resources Limited for 16 years in human resources. She holds a Bachelor of Commerce degree from the University of Calgary. And welcome, Minister Fir.
Thank you so much, Kim. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for inviting me to speak today. I'd like to thank the Alberta Enterprise Group for focusing today's discussion on women's voices in energy. And I also want to recognize your group's advocacy and support for Alberta businesses and your commitment to enhance quality of life for all Albertans. I also am thrilled to be here with Sue Riddell Rose, who I've gotten to know a little bit better over the years, and Canada Powered by Women, the amazing work that your organization does. I took a screenshot when I read this. It stuck with me a few times about Canada Powered by Women. Uniting women through bold conversations. We represent Canadian women who believe sound energy policies are vital for the continuing economic prosperity of our country. We're driven by the unshakable belief that a better world is possible and we can make it happen together. I love that. I love that because I know that there's... So it's an honor. I'm excited and nervous about being able to be part of the fireside chat with you. And it's nice to see so many familiar faces in the crowd as well. It's very exciting. So as the Minister of Arts, Culture and Status of Women, amplifying women's voices and increasing participation of women in Alberta's economy, including in fields where women are traditionally underrepresented, is a very big part of my mandate. But that is not the only reason this topic is important to me. My mandate letter from the Premier has also tasked me with focusing on these areas as well. And when I think back to the time before I was an elected official, where I was working in human resources at Canadian Natural Resources, I was there for 16 years, and some of my best memories are of the conversations that I would have with some of the champions there, the informal mentorship relationship and conversations I would have with many of the outstanding women and men that were there. Some incredible female leaders, past and present at Canadian Natural, Mary Jo Case, Betty Yee, Joy Romero, outstanding women, and some fantastic male champions and mentors as well. I remember having some interesting conversations with some of them when I was thinking about going into politics. That's when I was like young and innocent. It's time for a new headshot. But when I was thinking about going into politics and some of the great conversations that I had with them, there's many reasons why I chose to go into politics. I love Alberta. I was a proud champion of our oil and gas industry, but some advice I got from one of the VPs, Steve, was, well, Tanya, if you go into politics, you can't make everybody happy, and you have to deal with people complaining all the time. I'm like, 16 years in HR, Steve. I can handle people complaining. No one comes to knock on your door at HR just to say, I'm happy and everything's great. So. And then another VP, I remember Bill said to me when I told him I was thinking of, running in for a nomination, which of course is the first step to go into politics. He's like, yeah, Tanya, you cry a lot. And I was like, and he meant it in a kind way. We had a joking relationship about things like that. And what he meant to say there is, you cry because you wear your heart on your sleeve, you care. He said, fine, go into politics, just don't let it harden you too much. Like stay true to who you are. So every day in all corners of our province, women and girls are making their voices heard and helping us to create stronger, thriving communities. Our government recognizes the crucial contribution of women in shaping Alberta's story. This is why we're stepping up to support women's economic participation so businesses and industry can continue to thrive, innovate, and create jobs in new and inclusive ways. We want to empower and encourage women to pursue careers in trades and in the STEM fields of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. STEM-focused careers are in industries that push innovation, our economy, and our society forward. And these careers, as well as trades and apprenticeships, directly impact Alberta's energy sector. There is a tremendous opportunity to build a more diverse, talented workforce and increase women's economic participation in fields that support Alberta's energy-based economy. The mandate of my ministry is to advance gender equality in all aspects of a woman's life. This means ensuring women have access to good quality jobs and good opportunities, which benefits our entire society. One of my ministry's key objectives is to advance gender equality in careers where women are still underrepresented. In doing this, we'll push innovation, our economy, and our society forward. Presently, women represent about 1/4 of employees in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, these STEM fields. And this is why we're investing in programs like the Women in STEM scholarships, which is under my ministry. These scholarships allow more women to pursue fulfilling, high-paying careers and help to close the gender gap. And the options are endless, with STEM roles appearing across many sectors as a result of technology and innovation. Last year, 50 scholarships were awarded through Women in STEM scholarships for a total of $125,000. Within the trades, women only represent about 12% of registered apprentices. I'm the daughter of a tradesperson. My dad's a carpenter, and just side note, I like to do side notes for a couple of reasons. First, it makes my staff sweat when I go off script. Like they're like, "Oh God, what is she going to say this time?" But anytime I'm like in the legislature, in a meeting, even when I'm typing on my keyboard, I always have a pen in my hand, and I think I got that from my dad. He was a carpenter, and for those of you old enough to remember, carpenters, and maybe they still do, would use these wide flat pencils. And my dad always had one in his hand or behind his ear, even at the dinner table, and my mom would scold him to remove it. So anyways, I'm always holding a pen. So back to the notes. Mackenzie, you can breathe a sigh of relief. He's like turning red. He doesn't, please, Minister, go back to your script. Within the trades, women only represent about 12% of registered apprentices. That is why Alberta's government is providing nearly $11 million over 3 years to Women Building Futures to help open the door for more women to enter skilled trades. And I've had the opportunity a few times to meet with Carol Moen, who is in charge of Women Building Futures. I'm sure many of you in the room have met her. She's extraordinary. The work they do is extraordinary, and our government is proud to support them. As more women graduate from post-secondary programs and enter STEM careers in the trades, we will build an increasingly diverse, talented workforce in Alberta. Our government will continue to encourage more young women to enter STEM fields and trades with scholarships. But what happens once they enter Alberta's workforce? What are business leaders doing to ensure that women's voices are a part of the conversation? And how are employers engaging women on their teams and empowering them to drive innovative change? Advancing gender equality is about more than hiring women into the workforce. It's about creating the right conditions, fostering inclusive environments, and encouraging diverse viewpoints. And Kim, you mentioned that, in your comments off the top, and I've heard that in roundtables that I've done. It's one thing to have the training, but when they're in the workplace, how do we make sure that they feel safe and welcome and part of the team? So thank you for the work Ledcor is doing in that regard. We know bringing diverse ideas to the table leads to better decisions, better bottom lines, and better outcomes for Albertans. So one of the big ways that I mentioned that we get feedback is in the roundtables that I do on women's economic participation. We always ask, what can we do more of as a government? What can we do less of? What ideas do you have for us to try? What are the new emerging trends? And I'm always impressed by the caliber of individuals and stakeholders that we have at the roundtables and all that they do. Our government wants to empower women to amplify their voice and become more active participants in conversations specifically surrounding energy, technology, and our economy. We also know how important access to affordable childcare is for women as they look to expand their careers. Again, at a recent roundtable, we heard that with women business leaders, we heard the need for affordable childcare again and again. We know it's an issue that crosses all industries and all positions, and the one that impacts all parents, not just women. But heard lots of feedback on it. One of the interesting things that stuck with me was the need for more daycare spots for individuals that work shift work. There's so many women and men and families that work shift work, but not the demand for shift care daycare facilities is far outweighs the supply. Lacking affordable and quality childcare is a barrier to working for many women who want to work full-time and to hold positions with more responsibility. That means it's also a barrier to families. Through the Early Learning and Childcare Agreement, our government is creating an accessible, high-quality, and inclusive childcare system. A system that is adding thousands of new spaces while supporting jobs for early childhood educators. Because when we support childcare workers, we're also supporting women. Another place women are making a notable difference and are diversifying the conversation is on boards. Recent data from the Alberta Securities Commission shows 84% of companies have one or more women on their board, compared with 46% in 2015. Alberta's largest companies are also attracting the many qualified, talented, and experienced women we have in this province to serve on their boards. And of Alberta-based companies with an over $10 billion market value, women hold 35% of the board positions. This is progress for sure, but also a reminder that we still have work to do for better representation at all tables. And there are some great opportunities to serve on Alberta's public agency boards. Our public agencies provide services to Albertans and communities in a diverse range of areas such as healthcare, education, and regulatory oversight. They do important work on behalf of the government. And while I'm not trying to recruit you to apply, you can visit alberta.ca and search Apply to a Board. Alberta's boards need women in the room, in the conversation, and making decisions in important areas. Joining a board, as probably many in this room are a part of, is a fantastic opportunity to expand networks, develop leadership skills, and grow your careers in new ways. We recognize the crucial contribution of women in shaping Alberta's future, and increasing women's economic participation in science, technology, engineering, and math, as well as the trades and in the boardroom, will push innovation, our energy industry, and all industries forward. Engaging women and empowering them to have a voice in conversations about energy transformation is paramount to Alberta's future economic prosperity. Together, we can continue to drive more meaningful change and continue to make Alberta the best place to live and work. And I really mean that. I really believe that. As I said, I love this province. So in closing, let's continue to make space for new perspectives, diverse viewpoints, and women's voices. These voices reflect the diversity of our community, and they are integral to any conversations we have about energy, innovation, and Alberta's economy. So thank you very much for allowing me to speak with you today.